Let's make mac and cheese, but I'm gonna do it a little different. Everyone does the same recipe. I'm gonna use rigatoni, riggin cheese.
The reason why I chose rigatoni is because I wanted this to feel more like a cheesy pasta dish versus like, I don't know, mac and cheese just doesn't feel like that. And rigatoni is a nice hefty noodle, and it has a tunnel in the middle where the cheese could get all up in there. And for our cheese mix, we're gonna go ahead and use all white cheeses because I've been tired of seeing yellow mac and cheese, and this cheese mix is perfect. I got Parmesan, white cheddar, and Monterey Jack. Perfect. I was thinking about adding some mozzarella, but it just didn't make the cut, and this mix was perfect. And one of the key factors to making a good riggin cheese or even mac and cheese is shredding your own cheese, because the pre-shredded stuff has like a coating on it so it doesn't stick to each other, which makes it not as melty as you want. And the ratios for my cheese mix, I want to do 1 part white cheddar, 1 part Monterey Jack, and half part Parmigiana, because the Parmesan is stronger, so you don't need as much. Now to make our riggin cheese nice and creamy, I'm going to be using oat milk. You can use normal milk or even heavy cream, whatever you got. For my 6 cups of dry rigatoni that we're using for this recipe, I need 3/4 cup of oat milk. And if you're going to be subbing in milk for this, it's a 1-to-1 substitution. Real easy. And now to thicken it up and add some flavor, you're going to season with a good amount of onion powder and garlic powder. Give that a whisk and set that to the side for later. To speed up the process, fill up your pot with hot water and then put it onto the stove and bring it to a rolling boil. Once it hits that boil, season it generously with salt. And then we're going to add in our rigatoni, mix it up, and let that boil for however long your package is. Mine was about 12 minutes, so I pulled it at about 10.5 minutes because it's going to finish cooking in the oven. From here, while our pasta is hot and freshly strained, we're going to start building layers to make it nice and creamy and flavorful. We're going to add 3 tablespoons of butter, mix until melted, and then add our seasoned milk, mix. Then we're going to take our 3 cheese mix and slowly add half of it in while mixing it. At this point, you're looking for even distribution of cheese, not as much as trying to melt the cheese while mixing it, because it's going to melt in the oven. Then we're going to set everything to the side and transfer the mac into an oven-safe baking dish. Flatten it out as best as you can for surface area and put it into a 350 oven until it's melted, about 5 minutes. When you pull it, it should sound nice and juicy just like this. You don't want that dry shit. While you're checking for the juiciness, you want to give it a little mix to make sure the cheese is nice and distributed throughout. From here, this is the fun part. You're going to take the other half of your 3 cheese mix and you're going to top it with it. I like to do half because I want a lot of that crispy cheese on top. That's just what I like. Do what you want. After you top it with your desired amount of cheese, you're going to throw it right under the broiler on high for 5-ish minutes. You just got to keep an eye on it. It's not a time, it's more of a how does it look type of thing. At this point, after you pull it, you're basically done. That's your riggin cheese.
I wasn't recording that whole time. Are you telling me? I can't believe I didn't record.
Just watching me eat it, making me hungry.
Want a bite?
Yummy.